Hey amigos, hope you're having a really good day wherever you are in the world. I know a lot of people, watch my videos from all around the world, which is pretty cool, pretty awesome. So could you handle being paralyzed? Pretty daunting question, pretty crazy. It's reality for some of us, unfortunately. Let's just say if you wake up tomorrow unable to move your legs or unable to move your arms and legs, could you handle it? Could you handle being paralyzed from the neck down? I'm a quadriplegic. For those that don't know, I'm a C5, C6 quadriplegic. I broke my neck surfing at the age of 20. Surfing was my passion. It was my life. I was living the dream. And in one instant, just an accident, slipped off my board head first into shallow water, broke my neck, instantly paralyzed. My life changed in a second. And the reason I'm asking this is because over the years, I've been paralyzed for 28 years. I've had a lot of people come up to me and they're like, what happened? How'd you become paralyzed? And then they'd say to me, like, I'd rather die. If I was in your situation, if that happened to me, I'd rather die. And that's what most people say. So I'm actually going to answer the question. Like, you write it in the comments below. Could you handle being paralyzed? If you woke up tomorrow morning paralyzed, couldn't move your arms or legs, could you handle it? Comment below yes or no. All right? And at the end of the video, I'm going to give you my answer, which is could you handle it? I'm going to give you my answer. All right? So I've got some notes here, so just give me a second. I'm going to read through them. So for a lot of people think, the hardest part is sitting in a wheelchair, being in a wheelchair, and that's actually the easiest part is sitting in a wheelchair. That's the easiest part because you're just sitting down. I mean, yeah, it's a bit frustrating. It's the easiest part. I'll tell you what isn't the easiest part. All right. So every morning when I wake up, I have to do an enema. So that goes up my butt so I can poop. Then I sit in a shower chair over the toilet for the next hour, and it takes me about 3 hours to have a shower, poop, and get ready. So that's my morning. Then to pee, I have to do a thing called a catheter. So I have to insert this catheter, trying to show it on the screen, that into my penis 10 times a day whenever I need to go to the toilet. Whew, for the rest of my life. Yeah, for the rest of my life. So the hardest part isn't being in a wheelchair, it's managing your bowel, your bladder, your mental health, losing your independence. Obviously, I went from a very independent, athletic young man to being in a wheelchair, totally dependent on other people. Yeah, depending on other people. For a while, my 15-year-old sister was helping me with care, my mum. The emotional battles. Learning to ask for help is a huge one. If I go to the shopping center and, I've got to grab something off the top shelf, that's super hard. And then identity. So my identity was a really independent, athletic surfer, young man, construction worker. That was my identity. Going from that to being in a wheelchair is crazy. Like, it's So I was messed up. For the first 5 years, I was mentally screwed up. Like, I'm not joking. Anxiety, depression, suicidal, you name it. After my accident, for the next 4 or 5 years, I was a wreck. And that's not to mention the nightmares. So every single night, I'd have nightmares. I'd have nightmares that I was drowning from my accident, and I'd have nightmares that I was walking. So I'd have these dreams that were so real that I was walking again. And I was like, oh my God, I'm healed. I'm back to normal. I'm walking. And in my dream, I'm walking. And then I'd wake up and then reality would hit me. So that were the nightmares. The walking, dreams went on for about, 5 years as well. So it's an emotional hell. So just to think about it, what would you miss the most? What do you think you would miss the most? So if you got kids, would you miss hugging your kids? If your arms don't work, kicking a football with them, playing with them? Would you miss driving? I miss surfing every single day. 28 years later, I miss surfing so bad. going to the toilet by yourself, just something so simple that a lot of people take for granted. Would you miss going to the toilet by yourself? Sleeping through the night. Since becoming a quadriplegic 28 years ago, I've not slept. I haven't had a proper sleep in 28 years. Like, it's just got to do with my lung capacity and everything like that from my injury. But yeah, sleep apnea is crazier. So, what about privacy? If you love your privacy, don't become paralyzed, all right? Don't become paralyzed. Not that you're going to or want to, but, well, actually, there are some people out there identifying as paralyzed, all right? I'm not going to get into that right now, but privacy just goes out the window, man. As soon as you're paralyzed, you're in hospital, you got nurses and doctors all over you. They're looking at your private parts, they're shoving things up your butt. Yeah, there's no more privacy. It's gone. Um, and what would keep you going? That's the biggest one. All right. So this is really interesting. So you got to find a purpose. Like, when you've got everything just taken away from you, you're broken, you need a purpose. So what would keep you going? Would it be family? Would it be faith? Finding a purpose, helping others, proving people wrong. A lot of people are stubborn. So for me, like, honestly, yeah, being paralyzed for 28 years, the one thing that's kept me going, right? And this is the honest truth. I haven't shared this with a lot of people, but the one thing that keeps me going, right, is I believe in heaven. And I want to go surfing again. I want to go surfing, man. I'm hoping I can go surfing in heaven. So the reason I haven't taken my own life or anything like that is because I want to go surfing again. And if I take my life, I don't go to heaven. So that's it for me. So what would keep you going? Obviously, there's other things. I wanted to get married. I have a beautiful wife now. I absolutely love life. I'm very passionate about life. I love helping people. But the biggest one is I want to go to heaven. When I die, I want to go to heaven. So I don't want to jeopardize that because I want to go surfing again. That's the whole thing. So, yeah, I don't know. So, it's not all suffering. I have experienced, obviously, a lot of suffering, since my injury. But I've met a lot of amazing people. The lessons that I've learned, like my perception on life is crazy. My mindset, my emotional intelligence. There's been a lot of really good things that have come out of it. I'm extremely mentally strong. I have a huge appreciation for life. The question: if you wake up tomorrow paralyzed, couldn't move your legs, couldn't move your arms, you're paralyzed, you can't feel anything, could you handle it? So this is my answer. Humans adapt. As hard as it is, humans adapt, right? Um, yeah, that's for sure. Like, we just adapt, all right? So number one, I had no choice. There is no choice. Okay, I have to do it. Like, what else can I do? I have to do it. I want to go to heaven, so I just have to do it, right? And like I said, we just adapt. Like, it's extremely hard at the beginning, but you do start seeing a light at the end of the tunnel, if that kind of makes sense. Like, you have little wins every day. You start setting little goals, you achieve those goals, and when things get hard and frustrating, you're pissed off, you don't want to do it anymore, but yeah, you just keep going. I think it's just human nature. So yeah, most people just do it, and it's not easy. It's hard. You don't want to. Every single morning I wake up. As soon as I open my eyes, every single morning I'm like, here we go again. Here we go again. You know. And I thought after 28 years of being paralyzed, I'd be super happy and cool with everything. But yeah, I'd rather walk. That's for sure. Yeah. So that's my answer, folks. Of course you could. I don't wish upon it. I don't wish this upon anyone in the world. Yeah, I hope you never go through paralysis. It's horrible. Life would be much easier if everyone could walk, but it's just the way it is. So All right, comment below, folks. I'd really appreciate it. And like and subscribe. And I hope you have a good day. Okay, bye.